Hello everyone, it's the race you've all been waiting for. The Singapore Grand Prix of Adventure on pole with Igor for P2. On our screen we've got Blair Jack Sonic, UK Ball, Jack Carter, Sebastian Ocampo, Ultra Row, Tor MP4, Ravo, Zach Wallace, we've got Daniel Bogsarov for the first half of the grid, bottom half got Alabama, so Rafael Ferrari, PCR and average qualifying for him, and Malika Magic P15, also average qualifying for them. Moving on Mika, Rashid Tan, Carlos Fernandez, Dago Van Horn, Ahmed, Livery, and Zygmunt. So yes, here we are, the Singapore Grand Prix, a staple in the calendar, known for its chaos and abnormal amount of virtual safety cars. We're green in Singapore. It is a perfect start from Europe. However, into turn 1 2, we all know this provides chaos and Venice into the wall. He's out of the race. And that could have been really bad for many of the drivers. Drivers getting through their safety except for Vendor, whose car's on fire. He was riding the wall. UK ball up in P2. In the Toyota, as we're under virtual safety car conditions, because Venter is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. That's one retirement already, and that just looked like a very painful crash. And this is not going to help Mercedes, who should, in theory, be able to get a maxed out car by the end of round 6, as we are currently in round 4 of the season. We've had Australia, Japan, and China. Well, China then Japan. But now here in Singapore for the last part of the Asian part of the season. We had the Oceanic part of Australia. And then virtual safety cars now out for Sierra and Mika. Both of them crashing out there. An unusual place. Drivers never really crash out there, but it's 3 retirements on the first lap of 15. And it's currently going good for Dragon with their 3-4 as it stands. They're caught in the points as well as Bogsarov. So then points there that Jack Carter would earn, them 10 points could be crucial to Williams. They're a consistent point scorer as we are green again. And it is Igor leading by well over a second to UK Ball and later Jack Sonic. The man who's got 3 titles here is approaching a 4th, but to do that, the car needs to be better. And they don't have the facilities right now to get that car. So they need to make use of what they currently have as I'm watching there. It is Jack Carter fighting Ultra to regain his place. He regained to P5 successfully. So that's a success there for the Williams team. And I'm sure that's Ahmed fighting with Van Horn, who's dropping places in this race. And yellow flags out in second 2. It's Ocampo who's out. Sebastian Ocampo has crashed. That is him out of the Singapore Grand Prix. 4th retirement in this race. We will get a clean lap. We know that. We know we'll get a clean lap. Just we all know Singapore is Singer Chaos. We all know that. So yeah, Blade Sonic into P2 now as a result of UK Ball hitting the wall. That's going to drop him out of the podium places. So Toyota going to feel the damage there, as UK Ball's going to have to pay as the VSC has ended. So he's just had to make an extra pit stop to get off the medium tyres. It's going to be onto soft tyres as Ferrari sets fast lap, unsurprisingly. So now as we look, we should hopefully get a clean lap this time around, but with all the crashing in carnage, it's Grigorov leading by 2.7 seconds to Blade the Dragon Sonic. The Bulgarian driver on for a second title as it stands. He's went perfect this entire season, has not lost a single race so far. But with Singapore's unpredictability and chaos, today could be the day where that streak could get broken. Virtual safety car is out for Ravo. Ravo's crashed there. And oh, that is a very bad place to crash. And you came almost around 17 seconds down on Grigorov, who's leading this Grand Prix. But it's around a pit stop. Oh, of course, Renault's gonna obviously fly away and make that gap big. But there's already 70 seconds. Grigorov taken to the pits now. He's utilising the pit lane right now to get a very small advantage. And he does get out the pits smoothly, I think. That is really sorry, getting off the mediums, but this time it is backfiring for him. He will not gain anything from this early pit stop. He has been held up by Ida Babilas, who was just there, getting into the pit lane, holding up Gorov. That's Jack Carter and Ultra fighting, as Ultra managed to get ahead for the on-track for the provisional P5, because it's currently on track first. That was just a little mistake on my side. So as we look there, Ultra out! He's out of the race there! And that is another retirement. An unfortunate one there for the Australian driver. You see no luck. He has got some luck, but he's never won a singular Grand Prix. He's still in search for it. And when it looks like he could have a chance, it's taken out of his fingers. Yes, this was technically a 5v5, but I was showing an example of the bad luck that this man was getting. And before he had damage to his front wing, Zach was going to take that place to see him before lining up the inside just to get straight into that pit lane. Jack Carter setting the fast lap, and not a true lap of the pace we see here in Singapore. The drivers could definitely do around 8 seconds better. We've seen times in the 119 to the UK Ball improving on that time by 3 seconds. And there we are. Gets ahead of Zingman, who's then overtaken by Livery, but gets past Livery again, around the inside to Ahmed, who's got a puncture. Ahmed with a puncture on the rear right tyre, and that there is not good for him, as he's going to have to crawl around the entire lap on one tyre for rear right puncture. And there's yellow flags in the second sector for Jack Carter, who's at the wall. Virtual safety car for Wallace, who's out of the race. He has crashed out, just like he crashed out in the ERL. And it's now a Williams 1-2 on track, not provisionally though. Boxarov should be pitting this lap, but Jack Carter should as well. So will Jack Carter pitting ruin the chances for Daniel Boxarov to get an optimal pit stop? Now that there is something you would never really think about. Jack Carter hitting the wall has definitely affected Boxarov. If Carter goes into the pit lane, he does go into the pit lane. But for Boxarov, he goes in as well, I think. No, he has to stay out. He's gonna have to stay out and do an extra lap on the one tyre, which puts him at a massive risk of being crashed out later on, as yellow flags are in the first sector, and it is for Boxarov, who's hit the wall. And he's been hit and he's out of the race. UK Ball didn't see him and just went right into him. He's got a 5-second time penalty as a result. That was a bit of a mistake for Williams. They could have avoided that by just double stacking. One would have lost time, but it would have been much better than one DNFing or losing even more time. But the virtual safety car ends once again. Ahmed is in last place right now, down P14, will turn P13 soon. Onto the soft tyres. If we look here, down toward this bottom pack of the race, you can just see as well on the leaderboards how many retirements we've had. It is ridiculous. As yellow flags are in sector 2, it's for Blade Dragon Sonic this time, who's now out. Tyre on track there by the looks of it. And Babilas hits a piece of debris from Jack Carter, gets the car turned around, surprisingly, and that there was an incredible save. But wait, was that piece from Jack Carter or not? Because he has damage, but it looks to be the same damage. No, that was just from someone else. It's UK ball. It was his front wing. So Jack Carter was lucky as well because he managed to save it. So that there, I did not expect. But yeah, front wing's on track. If you hit it, it's horrible for your turning. You just can't turn. It's like your tires are just locked in place almost. You can't move. It's a nightmare. Zygmunt in the McLaren, he is all the way there in P5. McLaren need this result because they're at risk of getting kicked out of the championship because they are last in the championship. And the rules do say whoever is last in the championship is kicked out unless there is some sort of big regulation change. Also, we've seen many teams before try to join, but they just haven't been able to because of regulation changes. But we all love to see regulation changes as well. And the Magic also getting that DRS on Iona Babanas in the nature. Yellow flag once again in the second sector, and we see it's a bit of a front wing off MP4, it appears. Yeah, MP4's lost half of his front wing there. It's gonna have to make a pit stop again. We lost some tires which are staying old, so may as well pit now. Get the tires off. Jakarta set to fast lap. The Magic there, and there I told you from last time. 8 seconds, and Barbados into the wall, narrowly avoiding the other wall, which could have easily retired him from the Grand Prix. That there was a bit risky, but most people have to suffer damage, and Barbados is on all tires. Vashintan, Tackle Van Horn, and MP4 all into the pit lane. And Vashintan getting out just ahead of MP4. Virtual safety car. It is Grigorov, I think. It is. Look at the track map. The championship leader, the man who finished every race this season in first, is now out of the Singapore Grand Prix. And this means that the perfect streak has been broken. Grigorov will not finish every race this season in first place. In fact, both Renault drivers are now out of the race. And there's a huge blow to Renault, but this will benefit some of the guys here. In fact, now that I'm looking at it, it won't, because the major teams are out. In fact, it actually could benefit Williams now that they've got a driver first, but we can't do the commentator's curse here. There are risks. So as we see here it's Barbados and Ferrari into the pit lane. Barbados has done his tyres. The tyres have been replaced. Ferrari getting on some fresh mediums. They should take to the end of the race realistically. I imagine they would. There are, see, you've got half the grid out, literally. 11 drivers are out, and Jack Carter hitting the wall there, riding it a little bit, but he has survived it nonetheless. Zygmunt in the McLaren next to get the corner. He has successfully done it. Fernandez, his tires are getting worn. So he's a prime suspect to watch out for as he narrowly avoids it. That was really close there from the Spanish driver, but losing loads of time from not weaving to regain the control. And Barbados sent it down the inside, and that is Fernandez hitting the wall. Wrong way round. We're going to have to watch this view from Van Horn, who round the corner, almost being hit. Ahmed hits Fernandez. It is almost called a chain reaction. M4's rammed into there by Ahmed, who's now down last place. And because of Jack Carter pitting, Zygmunt now leads for McLaren. He will be due to pit. He will not make it to the end of the race, unfortunately for him. So he is going to have to pit. Cable with a 5-second time penalty will probably end up losing that P1. That would be expected, I'd imagine. So it's Fernandez entering the pit lane. It is soft tyres. Repair the damage, repair the tyres. Well, not repairing the tyres, they're replacing them, but you know what I mean. Okay. So as we look to UK ball, the Briton chasing down another victory. Hasn't won since technically Magny Cole last season. It is counted as a victory. And everyone on the podium also counted there as well as getting a podium. She has not won since Magny Cole last season. That wasn't a proper win really. We all know that as he takes the lead of this race. Jack Carter's closing in, and it is Ahmed who's out. We're not going to see the car though. But looking at the map, I see it will be a pretty bad crash. Just the way the dot was on the map. As we've got 5 laps remaining. VSD's ending. Good time for all the VSDs. Okay, but like that was an actual yawn. Rashton Tan in the Audi. One soft, so you have to be really careful on this lap. So I am just watching these drivers doing. They're just doing their best right now. They're doing their job, doing what's necessary, and Zygmunt is falling back by more than a second. And it is Aina Babylus who has hit the wall. I don't see any damage. Look at the steering wheel, but 45% is not what you want to see. So that is not good for the car. Jack Carter has caught up to UK Ball and Zygmunt. This means now Jack Carter is able to charge down the rest of his Yelp lads in the second sector once again. And it is a nice move, Jack Carter around the outside of Zygmunt, who bails into the pit lane as UK Ball pits as well. Likin Magic is in a really good position right now with P2. 79% on the tyres. And for Jack Carter, it is also 79%. So these guys are neck and neck on their tyres. And they're just about neck and neck on track as well. This battle might be a pretty good one in this race. Williams versus Lamborghini. Who will come out on top? Both of them in the first season as well. The Magic, with that inside line, takes the first place in the race. And both of them surviving that corner. But this time it is Carter who has hit the wall. He has that DRS as well, but he's lost a lot of time by touching the wall there. And that is just unfortunate. Nothing else to describe it. It's literally just unfortunate. Which is going to allow the Magic to pull away and round the last couple of corners to start the final 3 laps of the Grand Prix. The number 16 driver. I really lost my concentration now. I didn't even know. And Babylus coming in for another stop on the soft tyres. And UK Ball also on the soft tyres, but these ones aren't as fresh obviously. They're on 87%. That's enough for 3 laps. So that is lucky for them. The Magic in the green Lamborghini outfit. Sierra is in the yellow one. She's going for opposing Lamborghini colours. But is there a chance for Zygmunt to clinch a podium spot for McLaren, which will surely do absolute damage to their rivals in the constructors, because Ferrari got the ultimatum from Dragon Racing, their owners, because they were supposed to be getting replaced, but there was an owner, which is blaming Sonic, who owned Dragon. And Ferrari got the ultimatum: if they finish last this season, they will be replaced with Trackhouse Racing, an American outfit that are present in series like NASCAR. If you watch NASCAR, there's enough of NASCAR talk because Vashti Tan has hit the wall. I'm surprised no one else has DNF recently, especially since we have just reached that corner. Jack Carter is not far behind the Magic actually. So despite the damage, Jack Carter has not really lost any time. He's kept the time probably around neutral, which is beneficial for him, but with just under 2 laps to go, I don't think there'll be enough for him to claim first place in this race. All the Magic has to do is be careful, it causes that huge pressure and the unpredictability of the tyres, avoiding the wall there. Bashing tyres for the 4th pit stop of his race, and he is navigating them corners perfectly. The Magic soaring around the track, keep saying, hey, oh no, they're rounding them corners incredibly. With only 4 more corners to go here on the track, the Magic just has to survive 1 more lap with virtual safety cars out for Ferrari, who's crashed there, meaning we're gonna have 9 finishes as it stands. And Fernandez, he was probably certain to crash out there with the tyres being in such a state. Got to be honest there, that was probably going to happen. As we're on the last lap of 15 here in Singapore, Jack Carter threw everything at the Magic today, and so far has been unable to dethrone Malika in this Grand Prix with these final few laps. However, Malika has all the pressure from Jack Carter, Danish driver, plenty of experience in the FEMC/ERL, and MP4 is out of this race, and this is ensuring the safety of the Magic and Jack Carter through that section, which means we are about to see a new winner in Formula 1 through an incredible drive. Obviously looking at all them retirements, however, there's still that form as well. Malika the Magic has done a lot today as Fernandez is out, but the Magic nonetheless holding on to P1 after Jack Carr's unfortunate situation. Malika holds on to first place, and it's a new winner, a Serbian winner. Malika the Magic wins the Singapore Grand Prix from Jack Carter, and UK will potentially, I don't think so though, because Zygmunt is just there, and yeah, it is Zygmunt on the podium for McLaren. That is incredible for their title. Well, for their position in the constructors, down P11, and with this result of a P3 finish, that will be different. UK will drop down to P4 in the end. Zygmunt P3, and wow, that's gonna put Ferrari under huge pressure. Sebastian Tan got a second time penalty at the moment. Honestly, it's not going to affect them because he's in last place, and we'll have 7 finishes in this incredible Singapore Grand Prix. It's Fast 6-3 as well, and the podium, as we see here, is Malika the Magic winning for the first time ever in Formula 1 with Jack Carter and Zygmunt, who round off the podium. It's Lamborghini's first ever win as well. I forgot to mention that. Sierra will be proud. So that's it. Lamborghini have managed to get a driver to win a Formula 1 race for the first time. But other than that, let's listen to the Serbian national anthem for today's race winner, Boligan Amanda. This Boligan Amanda who wins it from Jack Carter, who's from Sigmund, UK Ball, and Badminton Tackleman Horner, Bashi Tan. So that's it, 6 points with the lowest score today, and it's Fernandez and 4 Ferrari, Ahmed, Yorov, Leda Del Sol, Motsarov, Zach Wallace, Reverie Ultra, Revel, Sebastian Campo, Mika, Sierra, and Venter, all retiring from this Grand Prix. So yeah, we have not got much to say now. We are heading over to a new part of the world after the Singapore Grand Prix. See you in the next race. Goodbye, everyone.